What was the most disappointing rivalry? So there have been so many MMA fights that were built up with bad blood between the fighters prior to their bout, and although some of these fights ended up delivering, some of them failed to live up to the hype, and here are some of those matches that come to mind for myself. Rashad Evans vs Rampage Jackson had the makings of one of the greatest rivalries ever due to how heated it got between both men on their season as coaches of The Ultimate Fighter. But when it came to their fight, it ended up being lackluster and one-sided in favor of Rashad, aside from one moment where Rampage looked close to finishing him. Another disappointing beef was Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva, because for years, Chael was throwing so many verbal jabs to Silva, and the anger from Vanderlei built up to one of the greatest moments in the history of The Ultimate Fighter. Unfortunately, the two never fought until years later in Bellator when they were both older, and ultimately, the fight ended up being boring and one-sided in favor of Chael. An honorable mention would be Muhammad Mokaev vs Manel Kape, because prior to their fight, you'd think the two were going to kill each other in the cage, but in the end, it was such a bad fight that it even got Mokaev fired from the UFC. But what do you think?